Howdy, folks. I'm hoping somebody out there can help me. Somebody who actually understands this stuff. Because, to be honest, it's something I would dive right into if I truly trusted it. Now, I've been following the adventures of David Seaman over the past week, he was a journalist with the Huffington Post. He no longer is as of last Wednesday when he decided to report on Hillary Clinton's health, and they weren't having any of that, so they closed down his publisher account and just erased all of his articles, just memory holed him. And he's allegedly been going through a lot of harassment, death threats, targeted individual kind of stuff. But he's pushing this Bitcoin blockchain, what's the other one? Ethereus, I don't know. But he's pushing that as, the savior of mankind, how to get away from the Rothschild money monopoly. So what I want to know, and, sorry, but that just freaks me out, right? Because cashless economy, that's what they want to bring us to. Well, how about, a cashless economy in the form of these little digits on a screen that nobody understands? So I would like to understand it, if that's going to be our future. So could somebody please explain to me in very clear terms how Bitcoin/blockchain works? I'm not a coder on the level required to build the technology, but I know enough about computers and data to be puzzled by some of the claims that Bitcoin proponents make. So my questions are specific. I'm told that a Bitcoin can't be replicated, which protects it against fraud and inflation. And all at the same time, it isn't centralized. How? If data can be read, it can be copied. The very act of reading is a form of copying. It's why it was so easy to jack video games and software in the past until they came out with serial numbers, which forces the installer to check with the company's database to make sure it's unique. Excuse me. Until we started to crack the software to skip the serial or force it to take a predetermined serial. Then they came out with DRM, which made it necessary to install proprietary software in order to authenticate the installation every time you run it. So what decides that person A no longer has a Bitcoin and now person B has that same Bitcoin instead? There has to be a central server complex that can account for every Bitcoin and every transaction, right? Either that or it's the wallet softwares themselves, which will eventually be understood and abused. It is money. If neither of those things are the case, then what's the magical lock that keeps us safe from robbery and the dreaded centralization of our economy again? Can someone explain that to me, please? I've asked, I have a friend who does C++, and, he was talking about how he's toying with mining Litecoin or some shit like that, devote your CPU to the cause, to aid transactions, is what I'm told, and you get Litecoins out of it. And I asked him these very same questions, and he was stumped. He really didn't know what to make of it. I don't know if he cares. We did speak since a few times, but not about Bitcoin. So who knows? It's just fishy, okay? It's really, really fishy. Because I think anyone who sits down and honestly thinks about it for a second and gets rid of the hype, if they're honest with themselves, they'll realize that there's really no way that this could possibly work. That's my conviction. Thank you.